Hello and welcome, I am back. It's been quite a while since my last upload and I'm sorry for that, but hey, in the meantime I've hit 1,000 subscribers, not 2,000, 1,000 subscribers, and that is so fucking awesome. Thank you for everyone for subscribing, it really means a lot to me, and yes, I am so happy for that. And I seem to have a vague memory of promising someone in the comment section that I would do a game room tour once I hit 1,000 subscribers. So here we are. Just a fair little warning though, before I start, this is not the entirety of my collection. If you've seen some of my unboxing videos where I unbox big lots of games, a lot of those games are games I'm planning to resell sometime in the future. So a lot of those are locked away in storage, as well as a lot of collector's edition boxes and just other crap from my collection. So it's not the entirety of my collection, but it is a really big chunk of it. So fair warning. Also, it's nothing like huge. I live in an apartment where I just had a spare room that I turned into a game room. So there's nothing like big or extravagant or something like that if you see many other game rooms tours. So just a small little plain game room. But still give it a lot of love. I've done what I could with my space and my fonts. So yeah, I'm excited to show it off to you guys. So let's just, without further ado, show it off. A little further ado before that though, I think I'm just gonna start with a little quick overview of the game room for people who just want to see it, and then I'm gonna go through everything, like talking about everything, and not every single little thing, but you know, if you want to hear my opinions on some of the stuff that I have and some stories that perhaps. So yeah, that's how we're gonna do this game room tour, and let's get started. There we go, that was just a quick little view of everything. And let's start by going into more detail. I'm gonna start with this shelf right here behind me, which is probably one that I've shown most of in like all the videos where I stand before this, but let's just start from the top. Alright, of course, on the top of my shelf I have a lot of figures. Let's just start with this one. This is the Resident Evil 4 chainsaw controller. I have done a video on this in the past and I think it's fucking awesome. It seems to have a little malfunction. I think it's something with the cable perhaps. I haven't bought a new one to try and test, but the character seems to want to strafe. I can't remember if it's left or right, but anyways. Nevertheless, it's not a controller that I'm planning on using really. It's more like a decoration piece and I really love it. I think it looks fucking badass. Just a tiny Joker, a big Batman. The only Funko Pop figure, or whatever they're called, that I own. And if you see closely, I forgot to dust this part of the game room. I cleaned the game room, of course I forgot to dust the top part. Fuck it. Anyways, just, oh, I can't remember his name, from Elder Scrolls, the enemy from Elder Scrolls Online. Fuck it. This is just a cool collector's edition figure. You say what you will about Elder Scrolls Online, they had some of the best collector's editions, especially the books. Just a little Godzilla figure. No clue what the fuck that is. But this, my dudes, this right here, that's my spirit animal. Look at that chubby little bee with a keg of beer in his hand. That's like me. I love it. And of course, Rage 2 Collector's Edition, Event Horizon, no, not Event Horizon, Horizon Zero Dawn. I always make that mistake. And the Doom Revenant, I think he was called, who you can, if you you can turn on the light on that comes from out here, and there's a little fan that turns around, and in the dark he looks fucking badass. But I'm not gonna do that today. And should we just start off with my Xbox collection right here? I know it's handheld camera. I'm gonna try and keep my hands as steady as possible, but we see how it is. And if you can probably see, it's not a collection that I really go a whole lot into. It's mostly games that are exclusive to the Xbox One that I get for this. Oops, what's this one? The Rare Replay, really awesome, and got some Halo and Gears of War. I really love the Gears of War games, and yeah, I'm mainly a PlayStation dude, so that's why my collection is so small. And my 360 games, I love these games. I have more than this, but those are just games that are beaten or not planning to play in the near future, and those are like put away either in my closet or storage unit. So that's why there's not that many 360 games. And yeah, just some figures also. Little Sam Fisher, I think he's called, from Splinter Cell. I have actually never played a Splinter Cell game, so there's that. And a couple of bobbleheads. Wee. More Xbox game, a little figure, and medal from the Space Marine game. Really awesome game. Cannot recommend that enough. And this is from the collector's edition of that. And my last 360 games that I got out, and then we go into my original Xbox games. Again, not that many. I have way more than this, but this is just what I have out right now. A couple more figures, and a little more Xbox games, and we're starting to peek into the PS3. And we have this little Joker figure, which I found at a flea market. I think he's like from a Burger King Happy Meal sort of thing. When they had those, I don't know if Burger King still does that thing where they like copy McDonald's and had Happy Meals with toys. They might do, I don't know. And PS1 games down here with a little tin, PlayStation controller tin, and can't remember if it is it Ivysaur or Venusaur. No, Venus. I forgot. It's not really my favorite Pokemon, but he was really cheap, so I got him. And here we have my PS1 games. Again, if you haven't guessed it, with how they are like stacked away and shit on top of it, it's not a system that I play that much anymore. But once in a while I get in the PS1 mood, so that's lovely. And this is the other side of the shelf. And no, this is not just a figure, this is actually a TV toy you plug into a TV, and you can use SpongeBob's nose as a joystick and a one button. And I played it like once. It's really crap. It's a crap game, but it was super cheap, and it's kind of fun collectible. And next to him we have all my PS5 games. I don't have that many yet, but I guess that's gonna come one day. Like some of the best games that I played so far on it is like Resident Evil, and the best game I think, Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart, really fucking awesome. And Devil May Cry, Devil May Cry 5, one of my favorite games that came out on the PS4. So of course I had to get the PS5 version as well. And Spider-Man, let's not forget about that. Really fucking awesome Spider-Man game. And Returnal, I didn't really like Returnal that much, to be honest. I've not been that huge into roguelikes, so it is what it is. Other people really liked it, and that is good. And here we have some more PS4 games, and we are going into a little bit. Here I have a lot of my steel cases. A lot of them have like cardboard sleeves and like bigger boxes of stuff that I gotten, as well as the collector's edition figure you get, or I guess it's a plushie you get with the Persona 5 collector's edition, and just a couple of Digimons I found at a flea market. Way more PS4 games. Also, if you can like get an idea of how many PS4 games I have compared to Xbox One games. Yes, I am a PlayStation fanboy, if you hadn't guessed it. Just looking a little at my games. Of course, Dragon Quest. Dragon Quest is like one of my favorite franchises, and this is a slime plushie from the Dragon Quest Hero game you got, like the collector's edition. And of course I have the poster for the 8th game right here. It is like one of my favorite games of all time, and I really love this. The poster itself is like a cloth poster, really cheap cloth posters. If you get close, you can see that it's like kind of bad quality, but from a distance, it looks pretty good, I think. Anyways, we were down here, not talking about posters. Metal Gear Solid 5 figure, and this is from a movie collection. I don't know why I put it in here. This is from the Evil Dead special edition of like Blu-ray collection, where you got all the movies in like a leather-bound book, or not leather-bound, latex-bound book, looking like the Necronomicon, and you got this really. It's supposed to look like that dagger from the movie, but it doesn't really look like it, to be honest. And I keep it here. Oops, just falling over wires and shit. And here we have some more PS4 games, along with a couple of Pokemons, and the ring you get from the Dishonored 2 Collector's Edition. If I can open this thing up with one hand. I could not. There we go. But will you marry me? Nope. I also have the mask, but that looks so fucking badass. I actually keep it in my living room. Usually I like separate my gaming and my living room, so there's not that much gaming related stuff in my living room, but that mask is so fucking cool. I can easily keep it out there. And the last couple of PS4 games, along with a few more PS3 games. I actually used to have a lot of PS2 games over here, but I kind of realized that I don't really play PS2 that much anymore. I've kind of gone into more of a PS3 thing, so that's that. And more PS1 games down here, along with a mask from another Persona Collector's Edition, and William Blazkowicz from the Wolfenstein 2 Collector's Edition. And that was basically the first shelf. Let's move on to the next one. Here we have like a Freddy Krueger bloody cloth poster thing. I found this thing in a flea market a couple of years ago. I only like recently got it up and hang. And I think it looks pretty badass. I'm really happy with it. It was also super cheap, so that's awesome. And down here we have a couple of consoles. My two headsets that I use mostly. This is my, what is called SteelSeries Arctic 3, I think it's called. And this is the one that I use for like most gaming stuff. And then I have the PS5 headset that I use for a lot of PS5 games. And my Virtual Boy, which let's be honest, I probably used it like maybe 4 or 5 times, and only like 2 or 3 times myself. The other times were just getting visitors to try and play it. But you know what? It's cool. It's a conversation piece, and I really like it. It's in a great condition, and I even have the manual for this thing, so that's really awesome. And a little PS1 with a detachable screen on it. Cool. And my very first PS2. I unfortunately don't have my very first PS1. That was my first game console. My parents threw that one out. But this is the very first PS2, and holy crap, I used this for many, many, many years. Let's see, like 6 or 7 years ago, it stopped being able to read like blue colored disc, which unfortunately is the thing that happens with the fat PS3s, and that's why I upgraded to like a slim model. But I used this for many, many years. I really love it. I still keep it up here just as a little exhibition piece. And here we have like a PlayStation Lite I bought. Down here we have two of the most awesome controllers in my collection, both for the PS1. We have a fighting stick, which is really awesome. I can use an adapter and play this with PS3 games as well. Unfortunately, this one, which is the biggest and coolest controller, holy crap, it only works with the PS1 and the PS2. I haven't been able to make an adapter work for this to play PS3 games with, which is a shame because it is so fucking cool. I haven't used it that many times, to be honest, because it's kind of big and clunky. But hey, it is a really badass controller, and also just such an awesome conversation piece for my collection. And down here we have a lot of my controller for easy access to some of the systems that I play more, like the PS5, a couple of PS3s, and the Xbox, Switch, and the Wii, which I honestly don't use that much. And here, oops, let me just get down. Damn. And here we have a couple of black boxes. These contains mostly like controllers that I don't use that often, or wires and stuff like that. And except for this one. This one contains, whoops, just open this bad boy up. This one contains all my Game Boy games. Yeah! I wish I had a better way to store these, but this will do for now. This is all my Game Boy Color, and Game Boy Advance games, and you know, I don't use these so often. I have them all loaded onto like my retro freak where I play these from, and yeah, that's about it. My very awesome rare Ratchet & Clank 2 Japanese promo poster. I love this poster. It is so fucking cool. Unfortunately, it's like in a weird measurement where I can't find a frame that fits it perfectly. This is the closest I could find without having to like cut bits and pieces off the poster, which I'm not gonna do. It's like a piece of history I got hanging on my wall right here, and I love it. And one day, hopefully, will put myself together and buy like a custom-made frame for this thing, because it really deserves it and it looks so fucking beautiful. Down here we have where the magic is happening. This is my couch, and it was actually quite beautiful when I got it, but as you can see, it's gotten quite a few tears over the years with my butt on it and a little hole right there, but it's very comfortable except for the summertime. It's red leather, so it gets red leather. I can't speak right. Anyways, it gets super hot in the summertime, so that's a little uncomfortable, but hey, it's other than that, it's a super comfy couch, except for the summer. Alright, my little corner next to the couch, we have my very first mic that I used for my first Let's Plays and stuff, and a little poster again, war never changes, and yeah, it's basically a Fallout poster. I know the quote doesn't originate from Fallout, but that is a picture taken straight from Fallout. And I think the person I bought this from at the flea market didn't recognize the Fallout game, so I think they just bought this because it sounded cool. So I love when that happens. That is just so funny. And down here we have all of my Starlink figures, as well as some like cables and stuff. And I was actually planning to do a video on Starlink and unbox all of these and talk about it, but I never got around to that. Maybe one day. And here's my Ring Fit Adventure game, and a couple of amiibos and stuff like that. A couple of Starlink figures as well. And yeah, I just keep this down here. Here we also have a very cool thing. I'm a huge Lord of the Ring fan, and these are movie strips from the second movie, The Two Towers. And there's a authentication proof on the back of the frame, and I really love this. It's fucking awesome. I'm happy to own this. It looks beautiful in the frame. And underneath that we have a little like a glass mantra with my lamp, my knife that I use for pretty much all my unboxings, the most essential tool I have, and my new mic, a Blue Yeti, which I use for most of my unboxings, and no, not all my unboxings, my Let's Plays, and sometimes also unboxings, but hey. And behind that the Dawn of War 3 collector's edition figure. Looking really beautiful, but kind of covered by the mic, honestly, but hey. And next to the glass mantra we have my external hard drives, where I keep a lot of like videos that are uploaded to YouTube, just as safe in case everything crashes and burns, and other stuff I keep on them. And the glass mantra itself contains some of my more expensive games as well as my favorite games, so it's a little mix of that. Let me show us a couple of highlights from this thing. Alright, let's just start up with a couple of my favorites. Rogue Galaxy. This is like such an amazing game. I really love this. I wish they would do another in the same world, or hell, maybe just give it like a Final Fantasy style remake. And yeah, I really love this. I've played it so many times and spent so many hours in it. It's a really amazing game. I cannot recommend this enough. I wish it had gotten more hype when it was released, but unfortunately, it's kind of been forgotten over the years. Luckily, it has a PS4 or been released on the PS4 for like a light upgrade, I think. Second, we have, of course, as I talked about earlier, the 8th Dragon Quest game. I really love the Dragon Quest franchise, and this is my favorite game in that franchise. Love this game. And here we have the re-release for Dragon Quest V on PS2. This is a Japanese game. Unfortunately, there's no English in this, which is a shame. The 5th game is many people's favorite, and it looks really good on the PS5, let me tell you that. And yeah, I have it. A couple of games that are getting a little expensive. are the Project Zero games, or Fatal Frame as they are called in America. And I got all 3, like 2 of them on Xbox and 1 on PS3. I wish I had them all on PS2. I wish I had them all on PS2, but hey, it is what it is. Hey, I wouldn't also mind having this one for the Xbox, but this is what I have, and they're getting a little expensive, so that's why I keep them over here. Pocket Fighter, also a very unique game. You play as chibi, I think they're called chibi versions of Street Fighter characters, and it's a very cute little fighter. You don't see this that often, and I got it for a good price back in the day, and I'm very happy to have this. 2 of my favorite Mega Drive games, Rocket Knight Adventure and Sparkster. I think Sparkster has also been released on Super Nintendo, but I only played it on Mega Drive. And holy crap, this game, the first one especially, is just so amazing. I love it, played it many times, and it's a beautiful game, and I also really just love the cover. Sparkster is alright. I haven't played it that much, to be honest, but it also looks pretty good, and yeah, 2 of my favorite Mega Drive games, or at least Rocket Knight Adventure is. And here's a game that has a little nostalgic history to it. This is the Harry Potter PS1 game, and it is in a cracked up spiral case. And the reason for that is back in the day, in like elementary school or something like that, I had a buddy. We were both like a big fan of PS1 games and played a lot of PS1 games. And I had a Spider-Man game, and he had a Harry Potter game. And he was a huge Spider-Man fan, and I was a huge Harry Potter fan. So we traded, and I came over with my like mint-looking Spider-Man game and traded it. And he only had the disc. He couldn't find the cover for some reason, so I just got this cracked up spiral case, and I was like, well, we're friends, so I accepted it. But looking at it now, it's like a shit deal, honestly. Luckily, I did get another version of that Spider-Man game, because that is like, looking at it now, the Spider-Man game is like way better than this game. But still really fun game, and a lot of nostalgic memories attached to it. And all my Dragon Quest DS and 3DS games, I got quite a few of them. I don't think I have them all. I'm missing a couple. But these are also getting like, not all of them, but some of them are getting like quite pricey, and I'm happy to have them. Especially the games like based on the main games in the series are getting expensive, and yeah, and of course the new ones here. I haven't played the 8 one yet on 3DS, but I want to do that very soon. And of course Dragon Quest 9. And of course, talking about Dragon Quest, let's talk about Dragon Warrior, which is what it was called in America. This is the very first one in its box, and Jesus Christ, it's a really, like, I really prefer the Japanese cover of the Dragon Warrior games or Dragon Quest games. This is like not good. But I got this because I want everything Dragon Quest related, and it's in really good conditions. It has all the manuals and posters and maps and whatnot that was with this, and really happy to have this. It cost an arm and a leg to get it here shipped. Like import fees from America and the shipping, holy crap, it almost cost as much as the game itself, but oh well, I'm happy to have it. One of my favorite fighting games of all time, Tekken 3. Really loved this game, played so many hours of it. It was one of the earliest games I had on the PS1, and it was one of the few games I could convince my parents to play with me, and and they had no idea what to do, and I took full advantage of that, and I really loved this game. I adore this game. I suck at it now. I played it like a few months ago and just realized how much I suck at it. I used to be able to like just kick ass in this game, but now I suck at it. Like, I've gotten old. I can definitely feel that. And now I'll just show off probably the most expensive game, if not the most expensive item in my collection, and that is a sealed copy of Rule of Rose. Made by Atlas. Always by Atlas game. They are super low print and most likely gonna raise in value someday. Anyways, I got this super cheap from a French seller. This is the American version, so it's not the most expensive version there is. I think the very most expensive version there is the PAL version with English cover, because I think that was pulled from stores pretty early. The American version is still quite expensive, and still probably the most expensive thing I have in my collection, and I'm really happy to have this. I got a really good deal on it. honestly. Like, I've been meaning to like buy another version of this that was not sealed, so I could actually play the game. But even those goes for like 2, maybe 3 times as much as what I paid for this one, and that's just a lot of money for this game. And people say it's like just alright. It's not like a super amazing game. But yeah, one day maybe I could just emulate it. But I kind of really want it, like to play the physical version of it. And yeah, here it is. Probably the most expensive thing in my collection. Alright, here in my window I have a couple of collector's edition figures, like the Biomutant one, where I accidentally snapped off the sword. And one of the coolest figures I have is the Tekken 7 collector's edition figure. I need to find a better space for it. This is just where I have it right now. Valkyrie Chronicles, I think it was called. And of course the Last of Us Part 2, which is a game that I really love. I just want to say that right now. I really, really love this game. Unfortunately, I don't think the figure is that well made. Like, there's some discoloring on her face. She looks a little paler in the face compared to the rest of her skin. And that is a shame. But overall, still an awesome fucking game. And again, one of my favorite collector's edition figures. The one you get with the Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag. Really, really beautiful figure. I really love this. Have also at some point snapped off the sword and glued it back together. But you know, that's the life of a collector. And here we have a portion of my PS2 games. These are games that I'm maybe planning on playing sometimes in the near future. And as you can see, it's not the system I play the most anymore. Because I've put in, like stored them like this, where there's like piles of PS2 games behind it, which is normally something I hate. But with the limited space I have, I can't really do much about it. And down here, something that I also rarely play. This is my PC games. I am a console gamer, so I don't have that many physical PC games. Buy mostly digital, but I have a couple like Cryostasis, which was pulled from GOG and Steam, so you can only get this physical right now. And I heard up and bought this thing. It crashes quite often, but it's a fun and well-made horror game. Couple of steel cases, a special version of something, and just other collector's editions kind of thing, and just games that I just own, I guess. And next to it we have this little shelf right here, or like, I don't know what to call it, not a shelf, but you know what I mean. And this contains like stuff that I'm currently like playing or watching. Like, we have the Star Trek Voyager DVD box set, and I've just quite recently started on Voyager. Finished Deep Space Nine a couple of weeks ago. Holy crap, Deep Space Nine fucking rocks. Probably my favorite Star Trek franchise, or like not franchise, series so far. And Voyager has a lot to live up to, but I'm hoping for the best. And here we have a couple of games that I'm either playing or just haven't found a space for. And here we have a special little controller. This is a Mega Drive, sort of a Sega Mega Drive controller that you can hook up both to a Mega Drive and a PC, or maybe even the Retro Freak. But yeah, super awesome controller, really happy with it. It's wireless, so like using that whenever I play retro games. And here we have probably my most versatile console. This is a Retro Freak that can play both NES, SNES, Famicom, Super Famicom, Mega Drive, TurboGrafx, Game Boy games, and everything like that. Such an amazing little system. Unfortunately, the controller that comes with it is really crappy, so that's also one reason why I bought the Mega Drive controller, to use that for this one instead. And yeah, I really love the idea. It feels a little cheaply made, but I can store all the games on it. I can load the ROM to the console, so I don't have to pull out my games every time I want to play something. And you need this adapter if you want to play like NES game for it. Other than that, really awesome system. Underneath it, my Region 3 DVD player. And a couple of mini consoles. These are also getting quite expensive. They are not worth it, guys. They're fine for what they are, but they're not worth the price that some people ask for these things. And this is my limited edition Dragon Quest Switch. Holy crap, I think this thing is so fucking beautiful. I love it, love it, love it. I don't play Switch that often, but holy crap, I'm so happy I got this version. And here we have an old fat PS3. This is one of those models that can play PS1 and PS2 and PS3 games. So basically just using this as a PS2 and PS1 machine. And next up to that, we have the Slim PS3, which I play all my PS3 games on. No, they're dusty. I should have cleaned this off before I started recording. I'm sorry, taking very bad care of my consoles. And this is my limited edition Kingdom Hearts 3, I think. Yeah, Kingdom Hearts 3 PS4 Pro. Very cool machine. I'm still kicking myself that I didn't save my money for the Spider-Man PS4 limited edition console, because holy crap, that thing looks awesome. But maybe one day I'll get one of those. And here we have the infamous PS5 that a lot of people still haven't gotten their hands on. I'm one of the lucky ones and really like it so far. Still wish there was more game to play on it, but hey, it's the time, so what can you do about it? And here we have my Xbox One. Haven't really used it that much, to be honest. And Xbox 360 used it quite a lot more, but hey, also really love this one. This is the Elite version. Never buy one of the white ones because they suck and you can get the red ring of death. And this one has HDMI, the other one doesn't have that, and just get the black one. It's the better version to get. An original fat PS3, not PS3, original fat Xbox. This is a modded one that can do a lot of shit. I haven't really played around with it. That's not the reason why I bought this. It came with a lot of games loaded on it. I basically just wanted to play like Xbox One games on it, and it's like really big and heavy machine, and yeah, really nice. And my Wii and my Wii U console again, systems that I don't really use that often, but here they are. My Nintendo 64 with a wireless controller that I bought for it. Again, I don't use it that often, but hey, that is. And the TV is a Samsung 4K 50-inch, I think it was 50-inch screen, and really like this TV. It's served me well over the years, and probably I'm hoping to upgrade one day, but probably in a different game room, because it's probably as big as I can keep it in here without it getting in the way of anything. Maybe I can upgrade a little bit, but why not just save the money and use them for like an even bigger TV down the line. That's my plan. And just behind the TV we have my worst nightmare, all the fucking wires. I think that is the bane of most game collectors, all the fucking wires. And my PlayStation VR headset with the controllers, the Move controllers, and a couple of wipes, which you definitely always need to have when playing on this thing. You need to wipe it off every time you use it, or just once in a while, because it gets really damp and sticky if you don't do that. So definitely wipe it off frequently. Honestly, I haven't used it that much over the years, but hey, I'm still happy to have it. It still has one of my favorite experience in recent times when I played the kitchen game, like that's a demo for Resident Evil 7. And I laughed my ass off in that. That was so fucking scary. It was the best thing I'd played in a while. And my couch table, or coffee table, or whatever you call this. Couch table, whatever. Fucking love this thing. I found it in a flea market. It is probably one of my... I love this thing. It's super big. I can keep like beers and bottles and shit and a stack of games, 5 different controllers and my laptop, and still have like room for a plate of dinner or something like that. It is... I really love this thing. It's nice and big, and... serves all the purposes I could have for it. It's fucking beautiful. And a couple of vinyls from Collector's Edition, the BioShock 2 and Xenoblade Chronicles. Really, I think they look beautiful on the wall, and next to them is the Majora's Mask. Holy crap, this thing looks really fucking beautiful. I'm so happy to have it. It looks just great on a wall with all the other stuff around it. Next to the mask we have my little Nintendo shelf, which contains quite a few of my 3DS games and a couple of my DS games, all of my Wii U games. This is a system I haven't really bought a whole lot of games for, but I got a couple, and one day I'm getting more, I think. My Switch games, which I have a little more of, and yeah, I really like the Switch. Wanna get more games for it, and this one fucking awesome on the Switch. Couple of Pokemon games and whatnot, but yeah, this is my Switch. The Wii games, I have way more Wii games than this, but these are just the games that I'm maybe planning to play sometime in the near future, or just want to have out here in my collection. Yeah, I don't play the Wii that much. I was about to say I don't play the Wii full stop, but it happens once in a while, but it's not something I do that often. And down here we have my GameCube games. Also don't have that many of those. GameCube games are super expensive, especially in Denmark, so Nintendo games in general are just super expensive. so I don't have that many of those. It's more a limit, it's more because of limited funds than limited interest. So yeah, that's why. And my other shelf next to that, filled with many different things from many different systems. Let's just start from the very top. A keyboard for the Dreamcast. Yes, I have a Dreamcast. It's in the living room. And just before I forget it, the console's in my living room. This is just an old busted VCR. Doesn't really work that well anymore. I need to get a new one. Probably the most ultimate console in my collection, the PlayStation 3 test model. This is like a super rare version that can also play PS1 and PS2 games, but this one is region free. I know all PS3 games are region free, but PS1 and PS2 games are region locked, even on the other fat PS3 I have. This one is region free completely, and an amazing fucking console. I wish they re-released something like this today, with where you can play the original PlayStation games and PlayStation 2 games region free, with HDMI port and stuff like that. And yeah, but unfortunately mine here is busted. It still reads PS1 games. It can no longer read PS2 games. It's like, it happens with old tech. Sometimes it just stops working, and I've tried to look up if I can fix it. Unfortunately, this thing is so fucking rare that there's not a whole lot of information about this thing online. So that's kind of a bummer. But I'm keeping on to this thing. Like, hopefully one day I might be able to fix it or do something with it. And here we have the before mentioned Dreamcast. Again, I don't really use the Dreamcast that much. The controller is like a fucking nightmare. I don't really like the controller for this thing. It's not as bad as the standard controller for the Nintendo 64, but it's not like that much better. And here we have my GameCube, a Resident Evil 4 limited edition GameCube with a controller right here. And yeah, the reason why I keep it in the living room is because I play most of my GameCube games on my Wii. This thing I only have like AV or composite cables for this thing, and the Wii I have some component cables for, so it looks like way better on the Wii than it does on this thing. So yeah, that's why I keep it out here. And yeah, those are my consoles in the living room. I also have my PlayStation TV underneath here. Whoopty. Why I keep it under here, I forgot. I think I just forgot to put it back on in the main game room, hook it up to that TV, but don't know why I keep it here. This is a mistake that I'm probably not gonna fix today. And underneath I have all my NES games and a couple of collection edition figures. And say what you will about the Alien Colonial Marines games, but it had like a really cool figure. I really like this thing, and yeah, really happy to have this. My Super Nintendo games and a couple of boxed Game Boy games. A old school, I don't know what this is for. I just saw it and bought it. I think it's like PC or something like that or something. And then boxed NES games. And let me just remove that stuff and show what I have behind here. There we go. Here we have all my Mega Drive games. I got a couple of good ones between them. Let me just see the Terminator one. I don't remember if that was good, but I have Striker. That's a really fucking awesome Mega Drive game. Really bad cover, however, but a great game. And then I have my Famicom games. Basically, it's all the Dragon Quest games. I'm missing the first one, unfortunately. And all my Super Famicom games. Again, a lot of Dragon Quest. I think there's also like ActRaiser and the Chrono Cross for Super Famicom. You used to be able to get this super cheap. I bought this for like $10 back in the day. Now they want like way more for even just the Famicom version, and that's a shame. My 2 Atari games, I have nothing to play these on. I just think they're fun to have. Dig Dug and Haunted House. And my only Virtual Boy game, and of course it's the worst one, but it's in a box, and it's the Baseball Virtual League game. It sucks, but hey, I have it. And underneath that we have my Dreamcast games. Don't have that many. I just recently bought this one, Evolution, The World of the Sacred Device. Looks pretty awesome, a JRPG of sorts. One of the more cool ones I have is the Kiss Psycho Circus game. Like a very weird first-person shooters in the same style as Painkiller. Also have this for PC, a special version for that. And yeah, the control scheme is really weird on the the Dreamcast. The Pip-Boy you got from the Fallout 4 Collector's Edition figure, really cool. A lot more DS games, a lot of these are crap, some of these are good, but most of them are crap. And let me just remove this shit and show what I have behind here. And a couple of more DS games. Woo! And all my PSP games. And all my PS Vita game. Again, a system I haven't bought that many physical games for. I mostly bought like digital games for this one. And I got like 2 movies for the PSP. And yeah, there are a couple of cool games here like Super Ghosts and Goblins. I wish they had made like a port for like the PS3 or something back in the day, because this is really great. I suck at it because I'm bad at it, but it is what it is. Another one is like Jean, let's just see, Jean d'Arc, whatever, however you pronounce that. Another Level 5 game. Level 5 made some of my favorite games like Rogue Galaxy and Dragon Quest VIII, and this is also probably one of the best games you can get on the PSP, in my opinion. A lot of the Arcana game right here, special version thingy. And yeah, the DS game, we've all been over that. And here we have a lot of my gaming related books, as well as some Happy Meals Mario figures that I found on flea markets, a lot of them. And yeah, let's get back to the books. Mostly like game guides, art books, and that sort, but there's also like some weird ones in between, like 1001 video games to play before you die, but don't care about that one that much. And this big ass Fallout 4, like when Fallout 4 was announced, I was hyped beyond belief, so I bought everything Fallout 4 related. This big ass art book here was quite expensive, but I bought it. And honestly, I'm kind of regretting it a little bit, because Fallout 4 didn't really live up to my expectations. It was a great game, don't get me wrong, but probably didn't live up to my own hype. And next to it we have the Fallout 4 guide, a couple other guides for like Skyrim, there we go. The Bioshock 2 art book you got with the collector's edition. This is like a beast. Like I think Bioshock 2 collector's edition was the first collector's edition I ever bought. So this was my very first art book for a collector's edition. So this is the art book that every other collector's edition have to live up to, for me at least. And they never do that. Underneath we have a few more books, and here's what I'm talking about. This is like the bane of my fucking existence. These crappy small art books. Whenever a game says they have an art book and it's one of these crappy small ones, I'm so disappointed. They are so fucking ridiculous, man. And tantrum over. A couple of more game guides, and we have a little Dead Island figure. Can't remember which game I got him from. And the Cyberpunk 2077 figure. Looks really badass. Couple of more Happy Meals figures for Mario. And here we have 2 collector's edition figures. This is, in my opinion, probably the weakest of the Elder Scrolls collector's edition, Elder Scrolls Online collector's edition figures. And here we have the Lord of Rings, War of the North collector's edition figure. I really like this. I think he looks fucking badass. And the Happy Meal figures, and let me just remove these people. Get away. All my big box game, yeah. We have a couple of Nintendo 64 games and one. Let me just see, what's this Super Nintendo game? Yes, Illusion of Time. Pokemon Stadium, of course, and the thing for the Wii U, the Bayonetta collection with both games. And a big PC version of Psychonauts, which I've recently started playing. I wanted to get ready for the second game that's coming out soon. And holy crap, it's so fucking good. I wish I had played this years ago. Really like that. And now there's a siren in the background. Let's just wait until that's away. There we go. And all my big box PC games like Die by the Sword, Forsaken, Messiah, Phantasmagoria, so on. And one of the more expensive one I have is probably the Metal Gear one. And the coolest one I have, the Kiss Ico Circus, as well as I showed you on the Dreamcast, I have this for PC. Unfortunately, this game crashes every time I beat the first level, but hey, this is still very cool, very much inspired by Painkiller, and yeah, I kind of like this thing. Because I'm just a huge Kiss fan, so it's a fun thing to have. And down here we have my handheld games, my 3DS, my PS Vita, and my PSP. I wish I had a better way to install these, but this is just how I have them now. And all my Nintendo 64 games. Most of these I got in my advent calendar video. I haven't really bought that many new games for it over the years. As I said, it's not a system that I play that often, and even more Mario Happy Meal figures. and a little handful of PS2 games behind there. I don't want to take all these out. That's gonna be a big hassle. You can just see it from here. And my Master System games, which I found these super cheap like a couple of years ago. I think like less than $2 a piece. They're all like crappy games, like all like sports games and shit. But for the price, I still want to buy them. They are the only Master System games I have. So yeah, that's it. I also have these two closets right here, and on top of that, I got like a poster, a couple of boxes, a board game that I played like once, and the boxes for the mini consoles. And in the first closet, I have crap. Lots and lots of crap. I really need to clean out this closet one day. It is just a fucking mess. The VR gun controller you can get, a couple of boxes I haven't turned off to the storage unit yet, loose games and other crap, and but I do also keep my, whoops, let's get down here, my limited edition PS4 Dragon Quest 11 console. This is a beautiful console. I really love that thing. Hopefully I'm gonna move into like a bigger place down the line, and I would love to have like a bigger game room where I could have like a glass monitor showing this off along with a lot of other Dragon Quest related stuff. And yeah, that's maybe down the future. Hopefully down the future, or down the line, whatever you say. And that was my mess closet. Let's look into the other mess closet. Boom! Games, and a little bit of crap on the top. Like, what the fuck is this? Oh, it's like one of those, like an M&S game thingy. I don't remember buying this. And yeah, just a ton of games that I don't have room for on my shelf, or either have beaten and not planning to replay in the near future, or just games that I'm not planning to play in the near future. And down here on the bottom, we have all my movie license game. Yay! I'm hoping one day to have again a shelf just dedicated to movie license game, but this is how I store them for now, and I got quite a few of them. I don't know. I'm one of those sick person. I'm one of those sick person that collects this shit, and I don't know why. It's just like a weird obsession I have, I guess. And yeah, maybe I'm gonna do something with it in the future. Who knows? And that was that for this game room tour. Holy crap, that took my breath away at the end there. Holy crap, going through everything, talking about it, and yeah, this is all the shit I have. At least most of the shit I have. As I said, a lot of things I have locked away in storage, like the boxes from Collector's Edition, and all the games that I'm planning to resell, and just other crap. And yeah, this is the things that I actually want to show off, and I hope you liked it. Hope you enjoyed the game room tour. I hope it was what you expected it. Maybe a little better, maybe a little worse. I don't know. You can tell me that in the comments. And yeah, again, I just want to say thank you for everyone for subscribing. It does really mean a lot to me. And if you've been sticking through the bad English and this fucking nerd showing up his dumb toys, you are a real hero. Thanks for watching and take care.